Just like earlier stated, become a cloud administrator by following me. You can work from anywhere in the world and earn your money and earn your dollar, earn your euros, earn your pounds, right? Follow me right now. Okay, so let us look at portal.azure.com. We are going to make use of Azure as an instance, all right? So uh, once you enter portal.azure.com, it will take you to this platform. And then for you that have not subscribed to Azure Portal, it will prompt you to subscribe. But for you that are having an account already, you can log in. Okay. So on display, you can now sign in. For me, I can sign into my own account, just like I told you. With your password, all right? It will prompt you for authentication to know that you are the real owner of this account. So I'm going to pick email, right? So they can send me authentication code to my email. Then I will copy the email and then paste in order for me to sign in. So the code has been sent to this my email. All right. So let us type it 497520. Click here. Okay. Then you can say yes or no. It does not mean it will not log you in. Once you authenticate and then log in, it will take you to the home directory. So this is the home directory of Azure. That is Azure, Microsoft Azure. Now, what I want you to know, you can see all these are the applications, just few applications. If you want to see more of these applications, you can click here, more services, right? So you can see all the applications according to the categories. The category of AI and machine learning, you can see it. We're having 22 applications here. So if you are specializing in artificial intelligence and machine learning, you have to learn all this and you have to create all this. This is it. We have 22 here. Then if you are into data analytics, we have 23 applications that made up this category. And then you can see all of them, both left side and the right hand side. Then if you are learning compute, okay, or creating computers like virtual machines and all that, you can come to compute category and pick anything. If you want to create a virtual machine for the deployment of any application or for networking, you can create here. All right. So we are having under compute, we have 37 applications that made up compute. Then for containers, work better than that of virtual machines because they are lightweight applications. All right. So this is what we have 10 containers here. And then for databases, all those people with the SQL knowledge, and if you are also learning analytics, which you saw above, you have to know databases because that is what you'll be dealing with. Then we also have, and here we have 19 applications that made up databases. Then we have this one for DevOps, that is development and operations. We have 22 applications that made up all this. Okay, and then the general section, anyone, then the hybrid environment plus multi-cloud. We have 26 here. Then the identity management, and you can see under the identity, we have Microsoft Entra. So we are going to talk about Microsoft Entra today. All right. So most especially Microsoft Entra Identity. You can see this is what I'm talking about is owner identity, Microsoft Entra. So before the name was called Azure Active Directory, but now it has been changed from Azure Active Directory to Microsoft Entra ID. Entra is also a Portugal language or Portuguese language. I mean, so the real sense Entra is just like entry. Okay, then under integration we have 17 applications here, and then it's just Internet of Things which will be coming on board fully by 2025. You will see Internet of Things. We have 21 applications, and then the management and governance. You see, and all that you go down to feedback. Okay, networking. You see, networking. 38 applications are made of networking because when you are creating virtual machines, you have to make it to communicate. Okay, now it's networking. You have to implement. Then security, very key. Okay, and then storage and all that down to give feedback to improve the page. So now what I said we are going to dwell on will be on Microsoft Entra, okay, which is up here. If you do not see up here, go to identity and you will see it there. All right. So um, we have to click here uh, to open it up. All right. So this is the default directory and the overview page of a Microsoft Entra ID. So in this place, you can create users if you are an IT support or a help desk officer, or if you are an IT administrator in a company and you don't know how to do this. This is why I am here to show you. So when you click here and take for instance, they just have your company just have a new employee and they ask you HR, you got a mail from your HR to create a user with social convention according to the company's policy way of creating user. Then what you need to do is just to come to this Microsoft Entra. Okay, so now and you can see the overview and everything. You can see the tenant ID, the name, which we are under the default directory, and then the primary domain. The primary domain, you can see this is a free account which I'm using to show you. You can see that it carries my email which I have supplied, and then with onmicrosoft.com. Okay, so it's an application. So the license is what? The Microsoft Entra ID is what? The license is free. Okay. Now you can see the users view and the groups and all that applications that are there, and as well as the devices that are living here. So in this place, what you need to do, if you have a challenge, you can come to diagnose and solve problems. You can see common problems, explore the most common problems for you, your resource, select troubleshoot to run an automated troubleshooter, follow do it yourself troubleshooting steps, or explore a wide range of troubleshooting tools. So if the problem is just like you add or configure applications, you troubleshoot here. If the problem is all about configuring or registering application, you troubleshoot here. If the problem is all about synchronization issue with specific user group or contact object, you troubleshoot here. All right. So now, if the problems is just signing into an application, you troubleshoot here. So they have provided an already made issue, which Microsoft discovered that, okay, we have a particular platform where you can go as an IT support or help desk support or whatsoever. You can troubleshoot the issue and fix it for the user. All right. So this is all about diagnose and solve problems. But we are going to dwell so much on manage. All right. Manage will be our core uh, topic of today, and monitoring and all that, and troubleshooting plus support, that Microsoft support will follow a suit. So now let us go to manage. So now under this manage, this is where you will exercise your skills as IT support or help desk or IT analyst or whatsoever. Okay. So now what you need to do here is that you can see that we have the users, we have groups, external identities, we have roles and administrators, we have administrative units, we have delegated admin partners, and more and more and more and more. All right. So click on user. Let us see the users that are here and the one that we want to start creating and manage by ourselves. So once you click on users, we are on a user's interface or directory right now. Now, notice that the users here is the main heading. That means all the applications here are the one we will use to manage our users. And by the right here, you can see the users that are here in this particular, how do you call it, application. Now, on the upper top, you can see new user. When you expand this, you are going to see the two types of user: to create the new user and as well as to create the new user for external user. That means the third party company, but this one is for internal user. Then you can as well download the user. Maybe some of you, you are managing a medium or a small company where HR will require the list of all the staff in the company. Instead of you to start documenting it one by one, you will just come down here, download all the users. The moment you click here, download, it will download for you in CSV extension, just like Excel form. And then you can take this and give to the HR. Then you can as well uh, create a bulk email here. Bulk create that is a bulk invite and bulk delete, right? So when you create user and the user has not reflected, you can come here and refresh. Click on refresh, and the user will refresh, will appear. Then we also have a manage view by column, or you copy to view, copy the link to view. And as well, if you want to delete user, you can see here is grayed out. But if you want to want to delete user, you just check it and the delete button will be enabled for you to delete at once. But here, it means that the staff is no more in the company. He has resigned or they have terminated the staff and all that. Okay. And then the last button is for you to enable multi-factor authentication on the user. Take for instance, there is no multi-factor authentication enabled on any of these users. So when you click here, multi-factor authentication, you are going to see all the users, and you can see the multi-factor authentication status on all of these users are disabled. So if you want to enable for one or enable for all, if you want to enable for maybe the first one, you can select and say I want to enable this one. Okay, so once you click enable and it's asking you, you're about to enable multi-factor authentication for this particular user, then you can click on enable, and that is all. So it depends on what the person will use to authenticate. It could be email, just like I showed you from the beginning of the video, or it could be what? It could be Microsoft authentication application that is downloaded into your iPhone or into your Android phone. All right. So if you want to enable for all, you can check all of them. All right. And then enable for all. Okay. All right. I hope that is noted. If you are having any question, you can drop them in the comment. I will answer everyone. And you can as well see the sign in is allowed for user. These are the users. So if I check another one, let us check whether there is a user here that is under his or her role is under billing administrators. So when you select, you're going to see that two of these people, their roles are under billing administrators. Every other one role is different. What about global administrators? All right, you can see two are under global administrators, and then the password administrator. Let us see, is there anyone we assign with password administrator among all the users that are here? No one. And among all that are here, what about service administrators? No one. And what about user management administrators? No one. Until you assign this role to people, once you are checking this view, they will not be what? They will not reflect. So sign in allowed for all users, and you see all the users display. Same thing, the type of authentication status is any. If it is enabled, what are those ones that we have enabled? We have not enabled anyone. So if you select this one, it will display no one. But in case you have enforced on one, it will show. But no one, we have enforced any multi-factor authentication. All right, and so everything is still any. Okay. All right. Let's return back here. Now, on this, we have talked about all this now. Now, let us first of all do something. If I select any of the user here, take for instance, maybe um, Yemiola, the last user, if I select and I can open it up, or without selecting it, if I just want to open the user to know what the information that is here, I will just click here directly and it will take me to the user information. Note that the user information, that means all these applications we are using now to do what? To manage this particular user, not other users, only this particular user. All right. So you can delete this user. You can edit the properties of this user. Take for instance, if we click on edit properties, it will only affect this particular user, Yemi Ola. All right. So you can see the identity of this staff. You can see everything concerning identity. You see the authorization information is not no authorization information here for now. Um, then which one? Then if you go up, you check on the job information for this particular user. The user is working at XYZ company, and the job title is accountant, and you can see department is accounting and finance, and then the user ID. This can be given to you by your HRO to impute in this particular place. And then the type of we have the employee is internal, and then the employee hire date, you put the hire date. All right. Then the employee location, if the company is worldwide, you can just put that particular state and the province and the country. Take for instance, if it is a worldwide or it's a multinational company, what you need to do is just to put, take for instance, Lagos, what? Portugal. All right. Sorry, Lagos, Portugal. All right. Or Lagos, Nigeria. Or Lagos, what? Nigeria. Okay. So we have, and then you can put it, it depends. It can be Texas, United States. It can be Oklahoma, United States. It can be Massachusetts, United States. It can be any place. All right. Okay. Now you understand. Now, once information is edited this way, and never to click save for your information to be updated. If not, the initial one will still be the one that will be there. All right. And you can see that successfully updated user. Then if you want to update anything, you still go back to the properties, and then edit anything you want to edit. Then if you want to delete a user, you can delete. If you want to refresh anything you want, you will refresh. Okay. Take for instance, okay, if you create user now and the user is yet to resume, there is no point. The user has not resumed. That means the staff has not resumed. So the staff is yet to resume. There's no point to enable the account. So I'm going to show you when we are creating new user. Now you can as well reset this staff password. Now the staff may call, after resumption, the staff may call and say, we I discovered that the password I have been using, I forgot it. Maybe because I went on leave and returned back, I couldn't even remember the password I used last. Please, can you help me to reset it? Know that the person will contact the supervisor, he or his or her supervisor, to raise a ticket. Once you see the ticket, it could be on ServiceNow, it could be on Jira, it could be on Zendesk. All right. And then you see the ticket, and then you come to this place, you click on reset the password for this user. Okay. So once this is done, you just click on reset, and the password will be reset, and then you send it. You can tell the user that, okay, I've reset it to so. On your next logon, please make sure that you put your password of your choice, okay, for you to remember, because it is a crime for you to know users' credentials. Okay, it is a crime. It's a punishable crime. It's a crime that can make you to be prosecuted. Okay, and if you do not reset, if you do not see any ticket from anybody, there is no point for you to come to this place and begin to reset ticket for users, and then look into their email, look into their chats, and look onto their various communication channel in this particular platform. There is no point. So as an IT specialist, an IT support, IT administrator, and IT officer, you must live above board. You must not be a criminal. You must have integrity. All right. Okay. So having done this, then you can as well revoke this user. Once you click revoke, and then the browser will ask you, do you want to revoke all sessions for the user. If you see a ticket, you can revoke this accordingly. Okay, now you can as well you see the manage view, which I have shown you in a general platform. And then if you have any feedback, you can do that. Then another interesting thing I want to show you about this user sometimes is audit logs. When you click on this audit log for this user, you will see everything that has happened to this user. Take for instance, today is 27th of June 2024. Now, and the time is what? 11:45, getting to 11:46 already. Now, you can see the service on this person was called directory. The category was user management. It was on user management. And you can see the activity that happened. The activity that happened is that this particular user was updated. Yes. And the status of the activity was what was successful. And the target account was on this account. All right. And then who initiated such activity, who carried out an update on this particular user is this person that carried out this update, who is the global administrator of this platform. Okay. Now, you also know these sign in logs. You will notice the date, the the request ID, the user. Then what it means here is that some users, that is why it is good that once you do something and they ask you, have you done this? Yes, you just say, I've done it. Do you do it? No, I don't do it. But some people, if they log in, if you log in into this application today, they will say, no, I'm not logging. No. But this is where the IT person will know. And this is where, as an IT person, you will know. You come to sign in logs and then you check that which date does this person, this staff, log in, and what is the name of this user. It will be it will be shown here, and then the requested ID will display here, will be generated here. The type of application, whether it is a portal, Azure, or whether it is through Microsoft Outlook, it will be here. The application will show here. The status is, was it successful or not? Then the IP address, if the person is using the internet, if the person used the company's internet to log in into this application, it will show here. It will show the public IP address of that company, of the ISP of that company, I mean. So now, and then the location. Where is the person? Is it in Nigeria, or where did they log in from, or where did she log in from? Okay. And then the conditional access and authentication, was it enforced? Yes or no? So you can see a conditional access or what authentication requirement. So you'll see everything here. All right. So if that particular user is having issue, just like I showed you, uh, you can come to the user in particular. Instead of you to go to all the users, you can come to this user, click on diagnose, and then solve problems. So you will see the type of issue this particular user is having. Is it a single sign-on problem? You diagnose it using this troubleshooting button, or is it a sign-in diagnostic? Or is it common problem that manage access reviews, roles, users, groups, and guests, and you get the gist. And so what type of problem, you just view the guidance and then follow it as an IT support. All right. So now you can as well come to this place, manage this particular user here. You can as well assign roles to this user. Okay, custom security attribute. All right, when you click custom security, you can see here that for this account and for this subscription, we don't have access here. But for you, when you purchase it and maybe you purchase pay as you go, you are going to have these things. All right. Now, assign roles. This is where you see the role assignment. And fortunately, the person has been assigned with this role, billing administrator. Okay. And then the resource name is directory. The, the resource type is organization. Assignment path is direct, and type is, this is the inbuilt um, role. Okay. Then you check, we have administrative units. For now, there is no administrative unit for this person, but if you have one, you can add the person to it. All right, you can assign the person to the administrative unit. All right. Now, you can also see group. The person is not a member of any group now, but you can as well add membership to put her into a particular group of the company. For now, we have only 3 groups in a company, so maybe we may decide to go with account manager. We select this one and then add him or her to the group. If you want to add her to many groups, you can do that. Okay, and now it is successful. So now you can see once she's added, it's not reflecting until you refresh. And once you refresh, then it will come online. All right. Then the applications of this user. For now, none of the applications have been assigned to this user. It could be Outlook, it could be Teams, it could be uh, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, OneDrive, OneNote, many of them. You get the gist. All right. So when you click on license, I want you to know that each user has a license. That is why the person can access application. Without license, that user or staff will not be able to access any application. All right. You check here, but with this free account, we don't have access to license. You can see. So no license assignment yet found. If you want to assign a license, you see no licenses available to assign. You see this type, the license has not been purchased. Once the license purchased, you will see it there and then assign the license to the user. All right. Then the devices of this particular user. No device yet. All right. If the person is using laptop or Mac or Linux system whatsoever, you can see it. You can see the device here. All right. Okay. Then we have Azure role assignments. The Azure role assignments. Then the authentication method, which I showed you. Authentication method. No Azure role assignment here, and then method of authentication. So you can see the method that this user has been authenticated with. But as at now, there is no authentication here. All right. So require a re-register multi-factor authentication, revoke authentication. For now, there is no authentication here, but you can as well supply your email for authentication. You can supply your phone number for authentication. All right, that is the user would supply this for them to be authenticated. You can use the email of the company for that. All right, so that is how to enable authentication. Okay, all right, so we have done a lot now. If you have question, you can ask me via your chat or whatsoever platform you are watching this um, tutorial. Okay, then let us return back to user, and then the final one here, if you return back to this particular user, the final one um, will be what? It will be this troubleshooting plus support. Troubleshooting plus support. Once you click it, you extend it, then new support request. This is where I told you you can request a support from Microsoft to assist you with issues you know you cannot solve. So what type of issue is it? It could be technical issue. Once it's technical issue, you can select it. If the issue is relating to billing, you can select billing. If the issue is relating to service and subscription limit, which is quarters, you can select it. Or is it subscription management? You can select any type of issue. Once it is selected, and then the subscription is already selected automatically for you. If you have many subscription under this tenant, you can select the type of subscription that is having this type of issue. All right, but this one is only one, and that is it. So the service type that you are facing challenging with, is it if it is Entra, you just say Microsoft Entra. Okay, if it is that is a Microsoft Entra. If it is Microsoft Entra external ID, you can provide it. If it is Microsoft Entra Admin Center, whatever this thing is, it could be anything. Is it Microsoft Entra user provisioning and synchronization? If that is the issue, you select it, and then you describe the summary of the issue here. Once that is done, then you select the problem type of the issue. Is it cross-tenant synchronization or Microsoft Entra Connect Sync or whatsoever? Or is it Microsoft Identity Manager, or whichever one? You get the gist. Or is it user sign in or password problems? Whatsoever is the problem. Then after that, you see problem subtype, uh, which will narrow it down to, is it a problem with a seamless single sign-on? If that is the case, then you click on next, and you know that you have to follow this procedure from problem description now to recommended solution and to additional details, then review and create. Once you create the ticket, and that is all. Okay, once you click on next, and the information required to submit your this and that, and which is here, maybe you can put anything, just problem, since we are in the demo. All right, so you click on next. Right, so that is what is important for you to know. If you return back to overview, and return back to overview, and then that is the main page, or the default page that we are here now. So now I want to show you another thing. We have another page, another site called entra.microsoft.com. Before, it was called how do you call it, admin.microsoft.com. This is the admin site where you can assign license to the users. You cannot assign license to the users via portal.azure.com unless you come to entra.microsoft.com. This is where you can assign license, assign application to the user. Even if you don't want to create users from the Azure portal, uh, you can come to entra.microsoft.com to create user. Here you can see, here you can pretty much do the same thing as you were trying to do in the Azure portal. Okay, if you want to create new user, you can quickly create new user in this place by coming to identity and then click on the how do you call it, all users, and then click this new user to create a new account for new employee or new staff. Okay, once you have done this, you can see you can create everything here from entra.microsoft.com. Okay, so whatsoever thing that is found in Azure portal here in this particular place, you come to user and then you click on new user, the same thing that is found in this Azure portal. Okay, the same thing that is found in Azure portal is found in the Entra portal as well. Okay, so that is what I want to show you. And then if you want to do anything at all you want to do here, it is here. Anything you want to do in Azure, it is here. And this is where the main thing happens. You can protect the user by assigning what? Authentication methods, which I've showed you from Azure. You can reset their password, customize their security attributes, and all that more. And then under identity governance, you can go to the dashboard. Okay, you can go to entitlement management, access review, privilege identity management, lifecycle workflows. So under that, you also see verified ID. You click on credentials to verify the ID, and then we have permissions management, global secure access preview, and this learn and support is still the same thing in Azure, where you submit a ticket to Microsoft staff to sort for you when you know that it is beyond your skill, it is beyond your knowledge. Okay, they will be able to assist you. The same thing here in Entra. All right, and so when you come back to the main home, you will see a lot of stuff. You see your favorites here. All right, and every other thing. If you want to see deleted users, maybe you mistakenly delete users and you take your hands on your head. Oh, how dare I deleted these users like this? How can I restore? You come to deleted users. Okay, once you come to deleted user, you see the person which you have deleted. Okay, you can select that person back since you delete that person by mistake and click on restore users. So the moment you restore the user, you want to restore the user, you say, yes, I want to restore the user. But it failed at this time because the network is not good here. So now, conflict. Okay, not that the network is not good, you can see it's good for us to do it so that you know what is there. You see, conflict because the user, another user has, you see, conflict detected while trying to restore the user. There is another user already with this kind of name. Okay, so that is it, but that is how you can restore the user back to where it was. All right, so there is no panicking. But if you come here, you want to delete and make sure that your storage is free, you can just quickly select the user and then delete permanently. Okay, so that is how this thing works here. Feel free to ask your question if you do not understand, because this is so basic for you, and I have taken it gradually for you to understand all these things and how to do it in your organization. Okay, so if you like this video, please subscribe, recommend it to those people who like to see this and gain skills for themselves in order for them to be productive for the industries and for the company. For the industries, and for themselves. Okay? So, well, this is where we can draw the curtain for today. Thank you so much for viewing and for participating in the tutorial. Goodbye.